Shit, I'm just chilling type shit. 3 field ops back to back, but we finally home type shit.
How's that going?
It's cool. It's a little overwhelming for somebody that just hit the fleet, but underwhelming at the same time. Cause the Marine Corps changed, they got softer or whatever. And it's not what I was expecting, but we here.
Okay. That's what's up. Shout out to RS Baltimore. Great cup. Look at it. 250 years.
Oh
Got,
yeah, that's
got my juice in here. Real
juice.
real good. It's juice. It's juice. Relax. It's juice. Anyways, how long you been in?
I've been in the Marine Corps. It's gonna be a year in June. I've been in the fleet like 4 or 5 months.
Okay. And where are you coming out of? Like, where are you from?
From Baltimore, dummy. You heard me. Yes, sir. Always gotta rep my city.
From everybody who has been keeping up with the podcast, this is who I was talking about. This is Braden. He's a big, real Baltimore fan. Bill Baltimore. Baltimorean, comes from the slums of Baltimore County.
Bitch, please. I'm from the city. I just moved in the county.
Yeah, that's what they all say.
Watch out, cousin. And I seen you disrespect my Ravens, dummy. Watch out. You know when you really like that. You heard me.
Okay, so let me tell you something, right?
Mm.
I'd rather have a quarterback who isn't a fucking MVP of the league and actually have a championship ring on his finger on my team. I'd rather have me. And, I really hate this team. I don't really hate them, but I don't like them either. I'd rather have a Jalen Hurts on my team.
Get the fuck out my face, Nick. Bro, what?
You know what Jalen Hurts have over Lamar?
Don't say it right.
Better stats. He knows how to take care of the ball in the playoffs. And he has a Super Bowl win and no league MVPs.
How many?
And no league MVPs. What are league MVPs to Super Bowls?
How many league MVPs do the Steelers quarterback got? Who is it now? Like Russell Westbrook or some shit? I'm bugging Russell Westbrook. Take that shit out.
Man, hold up. First of all, we don't even, if you wanted to be real, last year who we had, he was a 2-time MVP. Actually, no, he was like 3.
But the Steelers?
He was 3, actually. 2 or 3? I can't remember. Yes, his name is Aaron Rodgers. Old man Rodgers.
With the Steelers?
Yes.
He got an MVP with the Steelers?
No, he didn't get them with the Steelers. But
it don't matter. But he is.
But he is a league MVP and a Super Bowl champion. What is Lamar? Not a Super Bowl champion.
Wait till this upcoming season. We got you.
That's what every Baltimore fan says. Wait until this upcoming season. Oh, we gonna see. I'm realistic with my team. I know we not winning nothing.
I don't never win nothing. Y'all get to the playoffs and choke.
So do y'all. My man Lamar Jackson is negative in the playoffs.
Hey, bro.
He not even 500 in the playoffs.
Watch out. Lamar like that. He the truth. You know that.
I'm just saying, bro. He's really not. But, let me stop knocking on your team. It's okay. We know who is a really good team, and it's not yours.
Anyway, on with the podcast, Ravens.
Moving on. How'd you join the Marines? Why did you join the Marines? I mean, I know why, right? But not everyone knows your story like how I know your story. I had the privilege to recruit you and be a recruiter and all that. And see, I told you, it's juice.
We ain't fooling nobody. We know that's the mixer. Anyway, so like every time somebody asks me, my answer changed. Like I say it's because of college or I couldn't stay in Baltimore. But truth be told, it was my recruiter. You the real reason I joined. Like we had the ROTC, but it wasn't appealing to me. It was just like, okay, they out there fighting for their country or whatever. But then you came and you spoke some real shit. Like, yo, bro, you can make money and you could find a job that you enjoy doing. And that's what I did. I found a job that I like. I like logistics. You know what I'm saying? And doing the HSTs or being on SSDM, that's something that I enjoy doing. So like, honestly, I say you the reason I joined for real.
Obviously, I never really asked though, but like, what was everybody really, talking to you about when you was going through the process? Everybody was seeing you join. Like, what was most of your friends talking to you?
As far as my peers, they were mostly just like, yo, bro, you're gonna give your life away to Uncle Sam. Yo, bro, you're gonna fight a country that doesn't love you. And I was like, if it gets my mama a house, you know what I'm saying, or some shit like that, yes. You know what I'm saying? If it gets me out of the predicament I could have went, yes, I will. Because you know my story. I was right at that road where it could have went here or it could have went there. And thanks to the Marine Corps, it went here. You know what I'm saying? It went to that better choice. So You know what I'm saying? My mama ain't never got to worry about her bills. Obviously, she going through what she going through, but she needs something. Hey, son, I need whatever, whatever. And I could just send her that and not even have to worry about it because I'm making that. Not to say I'm making a fortune and a half or whatever, but I'm making enough to where I don't have to worry about, okay, mama got to pay for electricity and she got to pay for fucking groceries. She ain't got to choose between that. I'll send her a quick little whatever and get it done. You know what I'm saying? Quick and out the way. Yeah, obviously the money is a big part of it coming from where I come from. But yeah, not even just that. Doing something that's bigger than me. Cause it was never nothing bigger than me, you hear me? It's me first, I gotta get what I gotta get. But now that I'm doing this, it mean more.
When did you start seeing your mentality change throughout the whole process?
I say whenever I started going to them poolie functions and that PT, saying like, yo, it's other people in Baltimore that want a chance to get out of Baltimore. I'm like, that's when it really clicked. Like, oh shit, there is more outside of Baltimore. You know, I ain't never been outside of Baltimore, so I'm like, it was never really a thought in my head that there's more out there until the Marine Corps was introduced to me, and I'm like, oh shit, I could really be more. I could really like go see the world or go change somebody's life, go touch somebody's heart type shit.
How many states you been to now because of the Marines?
I ain't gonna lie, just North Carolina. Well, I've been to South Carolina for training, for boot camp, but that ain't really nothing. And then I went to North Carolina for my duty station where I'm at now. But we going somewhere for this next deployment upcoming. We going to ITX, which is a training exercise pre-deployment, which is in Carolina, and then we're getting deployed. We don't know where yet, but there's been talks about Guam, South Korea, not South Korea, South Africa, or a whole bunch of different places that I'm really excited to go to. Whenever I get back from the deployment, that's when you can really ask me where I've been to. I'll tell you a whole lot of shit. I'm gonna have a whole ribbon and some shit. You know what I'm saying?
Now, like, I remember when I went on my first deployment, like what I was doing. Obviously, me and you, we do different MOSs and stuff
Right.
like that. So I remember what I never did ITX personally. We did WTI, which is more for the pilots than anybody. But yeah, I mean, you being in logistics, what does your day to day like look like? Like, what time for you wake up to the time you get off? What are you doing?
So my MOS is a 0441. I'm a logistics specialist, right? However, I work in the motor pool. So I'm basically motor T. I do motor T shit. I wake up at anywhere between 4:30 and 6 o'clock for PT. And then I go to the shop at 0800. And then from there, usually I would just be on the computer on SSDM doing whatever. But because, like I said, I'm in a motor pool, they don't need logistics specialists, which is, in my opinion, fucked up. Because like, why the fuck am I here if you don't need me? But I'm doing motor T shit. I'm working on trucks. I'm getting the inventory for what we need for said trucks. We just got back from a field where I was a machine gunner, which was pretty cool. I was on a machine gun. They was driving around. And I'm sitting here like this on the little roller coaster with the machine gun. I fought with that heavy. But as far as my day to day, it's some slight shit. You know, we get up anywhere from 4 to 6. As I said, we get off at like 1400 to 1600, and the
That's
whole
two.
day
That's
is
two.
water.
That's two. That's 2 to 4 for everyone who don't know that.
Right, right, right. Excuse me, got some civilians watching.
No, for sure. But like, I mean, yeah, I want you to think about it like this, right? And they might not need you over there, what you're doing, but you're getting versatile, right? You're getting cross trained, which is good because that looks good on the resume. Obviously, not every resume is gonna tailor to what the Marine Corps does or whatever, right? Out in the real world. But let's say you want to do a government job or something. Now you got some experience and doing something that's different than other than your job, right? Which it might look good on you, it might look bad on you. It is what it is, but at the same time, that's what the Marine Corps is. We always cross training, we're always learning from other people, doing other things than we're actually really supposed to be doing. You know,
But low key, despite how I personally feel about it, I like the fact that I'm in the motor pool because, like, I'm gonna have my CDL. By the time I get out, I'm gonna have my CDL. I'm gonna be certified in different trucks and different experiences that I wouldn't normally get if I was just doing my job. So, although I don't appreciate, not appreciate, although I don't like it right now, I'm gonna value it later down the line because I'm doing stuff outside of my job and I still have that training to do logistics. You know what I'm saying? So I do appreciate it and I do value it at the end of the day.
um, obviously, you said I was a big inspiration to you joining the Marines, but who else that was close to you, like kept you like on your path to like actually do this? Because It's so easy to fall out of like, oh yeah, like my recruiter's the reason why I want to do this, but like who in your family was like motivating you to continue going?
So
And it don't even got to be a family; it could be friends too.
obviously, my mom's, she was on my back about it. Hey, where's Sergeant V? Hey, are you going to PT today? Whatever, whatever. Obviously, my mom was on top of that shit. She wanted to see me do better than her other kids, do better. Not to say I am better than my siblings, although I am, but she wanted to see me do better. My uncle, may he rest in peace. He just passed recently. He was a soldier in the army, so he wanted to see me do better. He wanted to see me travel and shit. Excuse me. He was really. I feel like if anything, my uncle was really my rock as far as this Marine Corps shit. Cause I would have. I'm not gonna bullshit you. I would have quit a long time ago. Cause it was like it was just too much. And my uncle was like, "I promise you, nephew, it's gonna pay off." And then when he passed, it was like, well, shit. Now I gotta do this shit for him. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
Uh, my church that I go to, they love to see black men winning, of course, you know what I'm saying? So this my little support team that I got going on, I feel like they was really a big help and a big inspiration that kept me motivated, kept the drive going. Cause I'm not gonna say I didn't want to do this, but once I started doing this, it was like, all right,
You locked
what
in.
no bullshit. I'm here now. So you know what I'm saying? Obviously, I'm not gonna play modest. I gotta give credit to myself too. You know, sometimes it feel like sometimes where I wanna quit and I'm like, bro, you're here for a reason. You got past what they say is the hardest part. Boot camp. Finish strong. You got 3 more years left. If you decide to get out, finish strong, do what you gotta do, you know? Because I know once I get out, it's gonna transfer to bigger and better things. So I just gotta keep that in the back of my mind and stay on top of it.
You still feel like that's the hardest part for you? Boot camp? No.
No, no. If anything, boot camp was the easiest part. I miss it, especially because I was a guy. So it was like they wasn't looking past the dumb shit I did, but it was I definitely got a little more leeway being guy because it was like whatever I did, it could be justified. When you're talking in formation, you're probably just telling the other recruits to shut the fuck up. You know what I'm saying? So
What's guide though? Like, I mean, I know what guide is, but for everybody that don't know, what was like your role or responsibility?
right. So when you're in boot camp and when you're in the late entry program, there are these billets, which is like titles or a yeah, like titles, right? And guide is the top title before the people above you, which is your drill instructors or your recruiters. And basically, you keep everybody accountable to make sure that they're doing what they have to do so that the platoon can succeed, so that you all can get the job done. You're making sure Firewatch is okay. You're making sure, but Firewatch is just staying up late at night, making sure that a fire doesn't happen or some shit. I don't fucking know. I'll be honest with you. You're making sure everybody's squared away, their uniforms look okay. They're doing their responsibility as a recruit or a Marine so that nobody else of a higher echelon gets on your ass about, hey, why isn't your Marine this, that, or third? Why doesn't your Marine have a haircut? You know what I'm saying? So, and I took that job. I feel like, honestly, I took boot camp a lot more seriously than other recruits looking back on it. Yeah.
Talk to me about your cultivating event. I know it's called the Crucible. How was that for you? You know, looking back at it now.
I'll be honest, looking back on it now, even looking at it as it was happening, my crucible was I don't want to say easy because I don't know who's looking at this, but that shit was like, you know what I'm saying? If I'm not mistaken, it's a 3-day event combining everything of what you learned through the 3 months boot camp experience as far as shooting, leadership. You guys take different billets throughout the day as far as just orienting yourself as a Marine, right? So that's the real transformation from recruit to Marine. And for me personally, it was a lot easier because, like I said, I was guide, so I had that leadership billet. It wasn't so much as me being a recruit leading fellow recruits as it was, in my personal opinion, by the time we hit the crucible, I was already a Marine. So I was a Marine leading recruits. You know what I'm saying? I'm already making sure they doing what they doing because that's what I've been doing for 3 months. I'm already knowing, hey, go fucking brush your teeth or some shit. You know what I'm saying? Go get squared away before we go do this exercise and then somebody else of a higher echelon calls you out. That's just the mentality I already have going into it. Cause I got older siblings, but like not all my older siblings are my older siblings, if that makes sense. I'm really I'm not gonna say the oldest student, but I'm the one that makes sure everybody in check at certain points, of course. So it wasn't too hard for me, but it took a lot of adapting to, okay, when we're out there, okay, it's like nobody has a billet. You're guide, but that doesn't mean nothing. Today he's guide, and then tomorrow he's gonna be guide, and then 3 hours from now he's gonna be guide. So you have to be a good follower as well as good leader, because at the end of the day, that's what makes a good leader, a good follower makes a good leader, right? So it's not so much as, okay, I can give instructions, but can I follow instructions also? Can I see where my leader at this point in time, can I see his vision and go through with it? And even if I can't see what he has planned, can I continue to go through with it and see it through, see the end of the tunnel type shit? You know what I'm saying?
How'd you
It
feel
was
when you how'd you feel when you got your EGA in your hand? Were you crying?
like a bitch. I cried hard as shit. Like I said, I think me personally, I took boot camp a little more to heart than a lot of other of my fellow recruits. So when I got the EGA, it felt like, damn, I really deserved it. I've been working for this. I have been putting in pain, sweat, and tears, and I finally got what I knew I wanted to get. And yeah, I cried. And then we got that little speech from, so you can choose who gives you your Eagle Globe anchor.
Wow,
We
for
get
real?
taught to never abbreviate something that was not handed to you, something that you worked so hard for. Don't abbreviate that shit. So when I got my Eagle Globe anchor, we got to choose which drill instructor gave it to us. And I chose the drill instructor, looking back on it, I think he was the newest one, but he taught me, just because you have to be strict doesn't mean you have to be mean. You know what I'm saying? You don't gotta be an asshole to these recruits because you want the job done. That's not, they not gonna learn from that. They gonna learn from somebody that's like that they can relate to. So I chose him to give me my eagle and anchor. And he gave me that little speech he gave me. I can't remember it word for word, but he was basically saying, you something, it's something special in you as far as leadership. And if you don't exercise that, you're gonna lose it. So keep being you as a leader and also as a follower. Because even when somebody else is above you, you understand, okay, this person is above me. I'm going to respect and do as they say. Because it's not about what I see. Obviously, they're above me for a reason. They see the bigger picture. They see more than what I see. So if I can just trust them and trust their leadership, I'm gonna be fine. And he told me that, and I really took it to heart. And I dead ass burst into tears in the middle of the fucking, what you call it? I forgot what you call it. I'm bugging right now. I'm not gonna lie. The little place you do drill at, whatever it's called.
Man. Oh man, your drill instructor gonna get on you. The
I
parade
know.
deck?
The parade deck. Oh,
Come on now.
and it wasn't even
Hey,
too long.
hey, I'm sorry. I see any drill instructors watching this, y'all can slay him later, okay? He deserves it. I promise you. But no, like seriously, I mean, when I sent you down there um to Paris Island, you know what I told you. I was like, you better come back as a Marine. There is no ifs, ands, or buts, bro. This is what I told every, potential recruit that I've sent down there. There is no ifs, ands, or buts. Either you coming home, not a Marine, or you come home a Marine. At the end of the day, it don't, I keep it real. I tell you, it don't really affect it. It affect y'all, right? Because
Right.
at the end of the day, I'm already a Marine. I don't got nothing else to prove. You guys have to prove it to me now that y'all can do it. And like I've always said, I wouldn't be sending down y'all down there if I ain't believing y'all.
Yeah.
So, when I got the call that, you're the guide the whole time at boot camp, I was like, damn, well, now I gotta put my money where my mouth is. I actually gotta go down and watch him graduate. I got Mind you, you're the first one I ever done this for. Right? And the last one I ever done it for so far, right? I I
Special.
I got maybe like one or two that I actually really had to go down, which is somebody I'm not gonna say her name, but you know who it is, who's currently the guide right now at Towson. We'll talk about that later. But yeah, I promised her I would go because I worked with her for almost the whole time I was out on recruiting duty, and she finally became a poolie.
Forever.
you know. And it takes people, journeys to get to where they want to be exactly. But like I said, when I got that phone call, your senior drill instructor called me. He was like, "Yeah, Sergeant, you just need to know how to say your name." Da da da. I was like, and then he was asking me, about your people, like who's gonna be there, stuff like that. And I was like, I honestly don't know who's gonna be there. I asked and they didn't say nothing. Obviously, when I went down there, we figured everything out. and I got to see you in action for the first time. I was like, wow, this man really a Marine. He really something now. He really feeling himself now.
Been something, boy. Stop playing with me.
I mean, sure, right? We gonna say that.
No, yeah, it was tough seeing you there and then seeing my sister there. My little support team, small but strong, or small but mighty. You heard me. So like, just having you and my sister there, it was. I'm not gonna say it was enough because having more people there, my mom's, my pops, or whatever, it would have meant the world. Just having y'all there, it was. It really made all the difference. You know what I'm saying? So I still thank you for coming out, and I appreciate you for that.
Oh yeah, I appreciate the long 12-hour drive back home. We had to stop on the side of the road to get you a phone because you ain't had no phone.
Same phone I'm using to this day.
Hey man, I mean, I heard a lot of stories about recruiters, and not to toot my own horn, but I feel like I'm the best one, right? Because I always tell my kids, I'm gonna do what I say I'm gonna do, right? And I feel like it's never gonna change. If I tell you I'm gonna do something, I'm gonna do it. I don't know, and I get it. I went through the recruiting stuff, and some shit just gets pushed to the side. Some shit we forget, right? But I just feel like I'm me, I'm him. So I gotta say what I do and do what I say. You know what I'm saying?
But yeah.
But that's just me. I feel like not everyone can be like me. Now, are there other recruiters where like I definitely emulated for sure? I got my dailies, right? Definitely daily went out all out for his folks. Bell too, right? Even Durante, right? Durante went out for his folks and stuff like that. And then all the other recruiters started to follow through. Towson, we really keep it a real family though. When it comes to our kids, because like you said, Baltimore is not the place to fuck around and not do certain shit like that. So
Right.
I'm glad y'all actually, looking back at it, could be like, yeah, damn, that's my recruiter, and y'all can remember a decent recruiter. Because I ain't gonna lie, I mean, I know my recruiter, I've talked to my recruiter, but like during the time as I was a poolie, which a lot of it was on me, I wasn't really close with my recruiter. So I wanted to be a little bit different when I came out on recruiting.
I be telling people even to this day, like, they be like, yo, I don't really talk to my recruiter like that no more. I be like, yo, my recruiter like my brother. What you talking about? Like, that's I still even outside the podcast or whatever. We be talking not on the daily, but we be chatting it up. You know what I'm saying? Something important happened. Yo, V, how I do this, that, and the third. Yo, sorry, whatever. You know what I'm saying? And I feel like having that relationship with your recruiter is important when you're new in the fleet and you don't want to go to your NCOs because you don't know how they react, or you don't want to go to your staff and O because you simply don't know them. Well, having that relationship not only is important, but it could be a pivotal moment between you being a great Marine and you being, I don't want to say a shitbag, but just a Marine that just let some shit go because you don't know who to go to. You know what I'm saying? So
Yeah.
yeah, I'll always give you praise and appreciate you for being such a big part of my life and my Marine Corps career. Because you don't have to do the shit that you're doing. You know what I'm saying? But you do, and I appreciate that, and I fuck with you for that.
No worries, no doubt. And like I told you, bro, it's not just you I do that for. I try to do it for every single body that I recruited. Just for the fact that, like I said, I want to be better than like my own relationship with my recruiter, right? Like I said, some of that shit had to do with me. The other shit had to do with him. I was going on recruiting duty. He gave me some advice on what I should do, what I shouldn't do. And, I took that shit and I ran with it for real. Um, and I hope, like, all my other kids, regardless of, if you stay in 10 years, 15 years, 20 years, get out your first 4, you remember where y'all came from. Y'all came from Towson, right? Yeah, I was your recruiter, but it's the place that made y'all. It wasn't really the recruiters. We just did what we had to do for y'all. That was pretty much it. We run a little bit late on time right now. I want to ask you these last few questions for your homeboys, homegirls right now, back at home in Baltimore, right? That are still in high school and shit. What do you want to tell them about the Marines? If they should do it, not do it, be real on your answer.
You said we running low on time, so I ain't gonna sit here and drag out the answer. However, I got a lot to say about that shit. If 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 it's for you or you think it's for you, talk to somebody, cause they gonna let you know. Okay, well you can do this, that, and the third. Like, you can do 5 pull-ups, but you have a problem listening to authority. It might still be for you, but all right, you can't. You will not, for the life of you, even consider listening to another grown man tell you what to do. Don't even think about it, cause that's not your body. You know what I'm saying? And that's okay. to my peers that's still in high school, not my peers no more, because I'm out of high school, but for y'all that's still in high school and y'all thinking about joining, or even if you're not thinking about joining, I think it's a great opportunity that'll get you more momentum to head in the right direction that can get you above your peers. Cause I could have, like I said, I could have been doing something way different. I could have been all the way over here with it. But thanks to my recruiter, I'm not, and I'm doing good for me. And I'm living my life how I feel like I could be, and I'm doing better than what I thought I could ever do. You know what I'm saying? So it's a chance. You know what I'm saying? What they always say, a 1 in a million chance is still a chance. So if you feel like it could be for you or you could better out of it, by all means do it. Worst case scenario, you do your 4 and you get out. That's 4 years of your life where you could have went to college doing whatever, and now you get out and you still doing better than those motherfuckers who did go to college. Not that shit on college, it's a great time or whatever. But if you don't have nothing planned, you have nothing to lose. Go do it. You know what I'm saying? Go be a Marine. Go, even if you're not a Marine, go join the military some way, shape, or form. The benefits you get are gonna be amazing. It's gonna help you as a person. It's gonna help your family. You're gonna get recognized in ways that you didn't even imagine were possible, bro. Go do it. I promise you. It's 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 bigger than what you think it is. You know what I'm saying?
Well, bro, I appreciate you. I appreciate you being on this joint for real. We gonna chop it up after this for a little bit more, but you know, that's it for right now.
Of course, thank